You're 19, sweating bullets inside a wool uniform that smells like fear and government surplus. The war's somewhere in the Pacific, or maybe it's Normandy. Honestly, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that strapped to your back is a pressurized metal coffin packed with 70 pounds of jellied gasoline and compressed nitrogen. A flamethrower. You are now officially a human fire hose of death. You trained 6 weeks for this. Got a briefing? Got a nickname? Torch? It's not affectionate. The guy handing you the weapon called it cleaning equipment. Your job? Clean out enemy positions with fire. That's the military's polite way of saying, go incinerate people. You glance around your squad. No one wants to make eye contact. Not because they hate you, but because when bullets start flying, you're the guy everyone assumes is gonna die first. And not just die. Explode. First contact. The trees erupt with machine gun fire. Dirt kicks up like popcorn. You drop flat and you can hear the liquid slosh in your tank. That's the napalm. It's thick, sticky. It clings to skin and keeps burning. Even underwater. The flamethrower in your hands has two settings. Horrifying, war crime. You're expected to move forward with this thing. To creep toward bunkers, trenches, pillboxes, whatever the hell the enemy's hiding in, and light it up. The irony? You can't shoot this thing lying down. You've got to stand. Exposed, upright, a man-shaped bomb with a fuel line. And the moment you stand, every sniper within a quarter mile just saw the bulging twin tanks on your back and whispered, jackpot. You're not here to win firefights. You're here to erase them. Your squad points you toward a concrete bunker. Enemy machine gun nest, full of guys who'd rather chew bullets than surrender. Regular bullets bounce off. Grenades might work if you could get close. But you're the shortcut. You lurch forward, praying no one sneezes near your tank. The flamethrower's range is laughable, 20 to 30 feet max. You have to get close enough to smell their breath before you unleash hell. And when you pull that trigger, it roars like a dragon with a lung infection. A stream of napalm in over 1,090 degrees Celsius of sticky death vomits out in a fiery arc. The enemy position doesn't just light up, it melts. The screaming starts instantly, and it doesn't stop. Even the ones not directly hit, they're in a stone bunker. Fire eats their oxygen. They choke to death while the walls around them boil. Congratulations. You just killed a dozen men with a flamethrower. Some of them probably tried to surrender. You couldn't hear it. Or maybe you could. It's hard to tell with the sound of human lungs turning into barbecue. Your squad says, good job. But they don't come close. You smell like burned meat and fear. And somewhere in the back of your head, you realize you're the monster now. Let's rewind. Before you were out here barbecuing bunkers, this idea was already baking in someone's lab coat-addled brain. The year is 1915, World War I. The Germans invent the modern flamethrower. Why? Because nothing says we're totally the good guys, like turning trench warfare into a Molotov cocktail parade. They called it the Flammenwerfer, which is German for you will never sleep again. It worked too well. Trenches full of British soldiers were cleared in seconds, not by bullets, but by walls of flame licking across no man's land. Fast forward to World War II. America gets in on the action. And you, my friend, are now the proud torchbearer of that legacy. Literally, the US upgrades it, refines it, mass produces it, because nothing boosts troop morale like carrying a 70-pound bomb with a nozzle. By the time Vietnam rolls around, they're not just using flamethrowers, they're using planes to dump napalm by the ton. Whole forests, whole villages, lit up like birthday cakes. The flamethrower stops being a weapon of precision. It becomes a message. We see you, we're coming. And we brought hell. And now, decades later, that message has a name. Yours. You trained for this, right? Sort of. They gave you a flamethrower, pointed at a plywood bunker, and said, spray in a Z pattern, kid. You wore protective gear. No one was shooting at you. The fuel was watered down. And the target? A dummy painted to look like an enemy soldier. It didn't scream. It didn't burn. That was training. Now you're in the jungle, or the trenches, or crawling through shattered ruins. There's no padding, no safety goggles. And the guy in the bunker? Yeah, he screams. Your flamethrower works for about 6 to 7 seconds total. That's it. That's all the firepower your death backpack holds. 7 seconds. 7 seconds to torch everything in front of you, then run like hell before the enemy figures out you're out of juice. And here's the kicker. That nozzle you're gripping like a garden hose from hell? It takes 2 hands. No room for a rifle, no room for a sidearm. If someone charges you while you're mid-burn, hope you're a black belt and swinging a 30-pound pipe like a bat. You're not a soldier anymore. You're a special effect in a war movie no one wants to star in. So you've burned a bunker. Maybe two? Maybe a trench full of guys you didn't even see until the screaming started. Congratulations. You've officially made it onto everyone's hit list. Enemy snipers, they don't even aim for the officer, they aim for you. That big chrome tank on your back might as well be a giant "shoot me" sign painted in napalm. The second you're spotted, it's over. And don't expect your squad to dive in and save you. They'll respectfully fall back, like 40 feet back. Minimum. Not because they hate you, because they've seen it happen. One bullet in the tank, one stray round through the pressure valve, and boom, you don't die, you disappear. They don't even find teeth. And if that doesn't get you, then your own side might. Friendly fire? Yeah, it happens. You're crawling through some bombed-out village, fire-spewing tank hissing like a kettle from hell, and a scared 18-year-old with a Thompson mistakes you for the enemy. Because let's face it, you look terrifying. No one recognizes a flamethrower operator at a glance. All they see is a walking explosion wrapped in soot and bad decisions. If you're lucky, you just get tackled. If you're not, you get ventilated before you ever light the pilot flame. You're still alive. That should feel like a win, right? You torched a pillbox, made it back, didn't explode, didn't get shot. You even got a pat on the back from the lieutenant, right before he asked if your gear was ready for tomorrow. Because now that you've done it once, you're the guy, the flamethrower guy, the human matches on legs. No one else wants that job, and you've proven you're either brave enough or dumb enough to keep doing it. So you do. Again, and again, and somewhere between your third and fourth mission, you stop reacting to the smell of burning hair. The screaming doesn't make your ears ring anymore. You just breathe, and walk, and fire. The rest of your unit treats you like a cursed relic. They don't sit next to you at chow. They don't make eye contact. Not because they don't respect you, but because looking at you is like looking at their own worst-case scenario. You're a ghost. Walking proof that war doesn't just kill people, it melts them. From the inside out. And at night, you still smell it. Not just the napalm, the meat. You hear the thump of the igniter, the hiss of the fuel line, the pop when the pressure builds. Sometimes, you even feel the trigger in your dreams. The war might end. The missions might stop. But the fire, it stays. Eventually, the war ends. Or at least your part in it. They pull you off the front lines. Strip the tank off your back. Tell you to go home. Maybe hand you a medal for bravery. Maybe not. No one mentions the screaming. No one asks about the nightmares. No one explains how to live a civilian life after you've spent months cooking human beings like steak tips. You walk through airports, small towns, parades, and nobody sees it. They see the uniform, the buzz cut, but not the flame. That part's in your bones. You don't talk about what you did because there's no version of that story that ends with someone smiling. Hey, honey, how was the war? Well, I turned a man into charcoal. Then I did it again. And again. Yeah, try saying that over coffee. History books won't tell your story. They'll talk about tanks, generals, treaties, the big names. You'll get a footnote. Flamethrower operators were used to clear fortified positions. That's it. No mention of what it cost. No mention of the stink. The heat. The weight. But here's the truth. You weren't just carrying a weapon. You were one. And even now, decades later, when the world feels safe and no one's shooting, and there's a fire in the grill or a cigarette lights too fast, your body still tenses. Your finger still twitches. And in that split second, you're back there. Because the thing about being fire is it never really goes out.